The Minswap team have released a bug bounty for their brand new open source Stableswap smart contract to be released on their decentralized exchange. Now, this all came about from a previous Calayst fund where they put in a proposal to have this all funded as a bug bounty for the community. So if you're a developer in the Cardano ecosystem, you know how to work through the smart contracts, some of the off-chain code, or some of the possible vulnerabilities that may come about from this, you can participate in this and earn this somewhere in this $12,000 worth of rewards for this particular bug bounty program. They do have a full article about this on Medium, so you can go to it and find out a little bit more about what they're actually after in regards to the bug bounty. There are eligibility requirements for this, so please go through that and make sure you follow their instructions clearly. They also have the list of type of vulnerabilities that they are looking for, anything from theft of user funds, unauthorized minting of protocol NFTs, freezing of funds or on the smart contract, protocol insolvency, and then these ones here are ranked as high, sandwich attacks, front running of trades, on-chain denial of service, contract failures to deliver promised returns. So a whole bunch of things here that anyone that is working in Aiken, the Aiken smart contract language for Cardano, I know a lot of people are working with it at the moment. So if you are and you are a struggling but aspiring developer and want some funds, this might be an opportunity for you. I'll put all the links to the GitHub repos and this article as well down below in the show notes so that you can get to it and start the process. But what exactly is a Stableswap? So it's a different type of formula used in a trading pair on a decentralized exchange so that users, when they're swapping from one USD asset to another USD asset, aren't affected by slippage or price impact as they would in a regular DEX trading pair. So they use a slightly different formula. So we have the constant product formula function as X times Y equals K, and we have the constant sum function of X plus Y equals K. And here you can see the Stableswap invariant has a very different curve, and it's very close to the constant sum function here. Now you want this type of scenario because you don't want to be swapping from one USD asset to another and suffer from price impact or slippage. So if you start with one USD, you expect to have one USD, maybe minus a tiny bit of fees off the top, but not one USD and then 80 cents USD afterwards that you could be with if you suffer from price impact or slippage in a particular trade. So that is a point of a Stableswap invariant, and having this smart contract available in the Cardano ecosystem as an open source contract means that other DEXs in the ecosystem can start using that in their DEXs as well. So hopefully we start to see other DEXs in the Cardano ecosystem that are also using Aiken on their platform deploy this so that we can see more options and more liquidity for stable swapping between different USD assets. And with stablecoins such as USDM coming out in March this year, it is definitely a good thing to have. Now, Stableswaps do already exist in the Cardano ecosystem, and I brought up that Wing Riders documentation around Stableswaps because they did implement it already on their DEX. So they did it with Plutarch originally on their DEX about maybe this time last year in 2023. But they have JED, IUSD, as well as DAI stablecoin on their platform, which will allow you to swap between those different stablecoins using their Stableswap protocol. So really cool that they already have that implemented on their platform. Now, TeddySwap was supposed to be the platform, the DEX, where you go to swap your stablecoins, and with platforms like Dex Hunter being an aggregator on top, you can provide all your liquidity to TeddySwap, and then Dex Hunter will just do the trades for you with their routing and all sorts of things that's coming up. But this post I read this morning from Clark, and Clark is a brilliant developer in the Cardano ecosystem. Has been building, he built the first DEX on Cardano, and it was the Hosky swap. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it allowed you to trade Hosky tokens through his interface. So, you know, he knows his stuff. He knows what he's doing off-chain and on-chain. And he put out this post publicly announcing that he has left as lead off-chain developer of TeddySwap. And it's really disappointing to hear. Now, I do know that Frosty Austin, who's behind a lot of these projects, basically copies and pastes, or the idea is using existing open source contracts to build new protocols out there. And I'm all for that. If you look at other ecosystems, other chains, other blockchains, they have a lot of copy and paste protocols. When Uniswap released their code, you had a plethora of other platforms just copy that and build up their own dexes, build up their own communities, and build up a huge amount of liquidity in DeFi. And we hope to see that in the Cardano ecosystem as well. So I was all for that. But reading this thread, how the project was run and everything else around it, that was what was really disappointing to see when reading through this thread. And I won't go through it in detail here, but please, I'll put a link down below. Read Clark's rundown of events that has happened over the last year of working on the entire project and related projects as well. There's a lot of comments from the community. I had massive high hopes for TeddySwap because they were going for that open source approach and decentralized approach. I'm pretty sure they can still deliver based on who is left in the team and whatnot, but we'll see how this all goes and how it all plays out. They do have a space coming up where you can tune in and find out what is happening after this. I'm sure there's a huge amount of questions in regards to what's going on, what's happening, and the future of the various projects that TeddySwap are associated with as well. That's it for me for this video. Sorry to leave it on such a sour note, but it's really good to see that Minswap, with their perfect timing here, are releasing an open source version of that Stableswap smart contract for the Cardano ecosystem. And we will hopefully see it on other dexes really soon as well. Now, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to support the channel, I do have some Project Calayst proposals out there. The first one is around the Learn Cardano ecosystem, where I'll be building 10 courses around DeFi, around all the different platforms. I am looking for writers for that as well, so hopefully we do get some funding, and all of that content will start to translate to different languages. We're starting with Japanese first to try and hit some of those countries where we do have a lot of ADA holders, but they're not doing much because of maybe language barriers. So some stuff like this hopefully will entice and encourage users to participate in DeFi and increase that level of adoption. My other proposal is around Cardano Press, the plugin for WordPress used to build those mini dApps and community websites that allow you to connect your Cardano wallet, read what's in there, analyze it, maybe have a particular NFT, and those NFTs will unlock access on the website. That's a primary use case for it, but there's also ISPOs, stake pool powered websites, all sorts of different things that Cardano Press can do. And we're looking for funding for security audits around that particular plugin so that anyone that's using it, and there's over about 100 active installations of Cardano Press at the moment. So any of those websites that have it installed, the security audit, when they update it, they'll inherit all of those security upgrades as well. So we're really hoping that we can get that, because we know that that particular update with security improvements will roll out to the entire community that is using Cardano Press as well. So I'll put links to those down below if you want to support the channel. Otherwise, just give me that thumbs up, click the subscribe button, click that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast.